So we've got all of these placed. I think it looks pretty good, just like it is. I put a little bit of leftover ribbon I had on here to make a bow. I always tell y'all probably make bows better than I do. Also, I wanted to show you this. This is lace. Now, it's not the stretchy lace for headbands and things like that, but if you know the measurements, or if you're putting it around the nape, you can cut an extra long piece so that you can wrap it around the nape and then have it run through the crocheted holes, or you can tie a lovely bow in the back as well. But you can find this at Paper Mart, and I think it's like $3 for a good amount of yards. So it's 3 inches, and it's something that's, you know, pretty classy, elegant looking. Or you can just use ribbon, so it's up to you. Okay, let's get to placing our Paris themed ribbon so that it really is all about Paris. So the first thing I'm going to do is decide where I want it to be. Now, the one thing that you want to pay attention to is that most gross grain ribbon is only printed on one side. Alright, so what I've decided to do is make these a little shorter than what I originally planned. It just seems to hold the curl more because it's not as heavy. And what I did here is I took some hot glue and put it on the back of my ribbon, and then I attached it to our tool. Now, to reinforce that, I'm going to take this, or you can use flowers or any other embellishment that's themed in the Paris theme or whatever theme you're creating, and use that, or gemstones, anything like that. And then you're just giving it a little added protection. You can also use some felt circles in the back if you'd like. Right, so I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and I'm going to be very careful because these are metal. And I'm just going to put a little bit because I can always add more to it. I'm going to move the tool I'm working with away from the rest, if I can. And now I'm just attaching it to the ribbon right now. Okay, pressing firmly and letting it dry a little bit. Now I'll take my glue gun, if it'll reach, move my tool piece away that I'm working with. Now I'm going to add more glue, and this is why you keep it away, because look, I'm moving it all over the place. Now I'm pressing firmly again. Making sure that it stays, moving it all around, checking it out. We're good to go. If you have that glitter hot glue, that might be an option for you. I'm going to go back with my hot glue gun. And normally, when everything's said and done, I do this part, but I'm showing you now. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit closer. Alright. You can see the glue, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue gun And I'm going to reheat it, and I'm not going to touch it. And that will make it look more transparent. See? And if you're working with the glue that's got the glitter in it already, it won't matter if it shows a little because it'll just add some sparkle to it. And that's it. And you do this throughout. Now I'm also going to try doing it with needle and thread and show you that way that you can do it as well. If you don't want to use the ribbon, or you don't have Paris themed ribbon, you can use just the Eiffel Towers or the embellishments that you have that are for Paris and put those throughout instead. Alrighty, so I showed you, what we do to put the glue, put these on here with glue. So, it's not really difficult. It can burn you, so be very careful. Alright, now the way that I did it originally is I put some glue on the back of my ribbon, and then I press firmly, being careful that I don't burn myself. And then I added some glue to my embellishment and attached that, and then added some more glue to make sure that it would stay, and that's it. And I noticed that it does show up a little bit, so if you've got the glitter hot glue, that's not going to matter at all because it looks like you did it on purpose. The other way, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful because it will show just a bit. People have to really look at it, but that is something to take into account. Okay, and then I played around with it trying to think, how do I put the ribbon and the embellishment on here, the Eiffel Tower on here. So what I did was simply take some similar colored thread, and I attached the thread to the ribbon and to the embellishment, the Eiffel Tower, and ran it through a few times, and then I attached it to my tool. And this works really well as well. And if you want to take them off, it's not as permanent as the glue is, where you can just snip it and pull these off, and it won't really make any noticeable change in your tool. Okay. And basically all you're doing is in and out. And that's all there is to it. And then you might want to add one little bitty dab of glue once it's all said and done. But that's up to you. And I usually do that for my tiny ones that are getting the tutu dress with embellishments on it, just to be extra, extra sure that I've done everything I possibly can to keep it secure. Alright? And then you're just going to knot it in the back and then snip off that extra. And again, this will show a little bit too, but it's really not that noticeable, especially if you're using similar colored thread. Okay. So either way is an option. So I have my thread matching it a little bit, or at least in the same color scheme, pink. And I'm going to double it. And then I'm going to just make a knot on the end of my thread, so that way I don't have to worry about it, the needle getting lost or falling or anything like that. Do that a few times because you want it to kind of be the spot where it'll stop from going through any further on your ribbon. Having issues today, sorry. Alright, so now I have my ribbon that we've curled. I have my embellishment, my little Paris themed tower. And I'm going to look and make sure before I start making anything permanent that I have it on the right spot. There we go. And basically what I mean by that is you want to make sure that the printed side is up when it's all said and done. All right. So I've got that together. I've got my needle and thread ready to go. Going to kind of put that together. Okay. And I'll put it through the ribbon and through my embellishment, and then I'm just going to go in and out. And I'm only doing this a few times so that way I don't have to worry about it falling off when I'm placing it on my tool spot. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this around to my next location. And remember, your placement, that's entirely up to you how you want it to be. Now one thing that I noticed, unfortunately, is this curl did not do as good as the others. So I'll show you real quick how you can fix that. But first, let's just get the placement. Okay, so I've got my spot picked out. I've got the rest of the tool out of the way that I don't want to use. This is the one I'm using. Maybe. Okay. Now, since embellishment or Eiffel Tower is already attached, I don't have to worry about that falling when I'm trying to place this. All right. So this is the one I'm going to use. I'm going to decide where I want it exactly. Now, I've got my needle and thread on the inside, and I'm going to run that through my tool. Okay. And this is not secure yet. Now I'm going to go in and out, in and out. Okay. So here we go. And I'm going to do this several times because I want this bad boy to stay. But it's very simple sewing. It's just in and out and then knotting it to tie it off. That's it. Alright, my battery died, so if this is a little bit of a repeat, I apologize. Okay, so I've got this sewn on here, and now I'm just going to make sure that I've got it pretty sturdy. Went in and out, making sure that I got ribbon, embellishment, our little Eiffel Tower, and the tool, and they're all connected. And now I'm just going to make a couple of knots to make sure that when I cut this that I don't unravel it. And that's it. Now take your scissors, take off the excess, and there we go. I'm going to add one more or two more because I think I made way too much curled ribbon, but that's alright. And then we'll do the last steps, which is going to be the top. And again, I haven't quite decided if I am going to use our lace or not. I'm going to play with it and then show you how we're going to do the last little bit. Alright, one last thing I wanted to show y'all is I'm going to have some curling ribbon here in the front in a couple of spots, and it's just going to hang down like this. And again, you can use hot glue or you can sew it, up to you. And I'm still going to use my little Eiffel Towers. But I wanted to show you, I put a couple of the curled ribbon, and to me it reminds me of croissants. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with y'all. And I did just do glue on these, and you can also sew it, I'm sure. But I put a dab of glue, I'm sorry, the crescent shape, and then I put a dab of hot glue right here so it keeps it closed, so it allows you to shape it a little bit better. And then you place it on here with just a touch of glue here, and that's what it looks like. And all it is just putting a little bit of glue here to kind of keep these together. Let that dry, and then put a dab of hot glue and attach it to your tool, and then this is what you get. See, I think they're cute. And there's not so much glue on there that if you wanted to take it off, you could. Alright, so we've got all of this completed. Let's see if I can... So all of this is completed. And the bow is detachable. There's no glue to it. So you can use it or not. See, so you've got it all the way around. It's all ready to go. So now let's create the top. To accent the top, we've got a few different options we can go with. Now, this is the first time I've used the lace, but what we're going to do is we're going to run it in and out across here. And one of the things that I'm running into is that this is 3 inches in width. And it's very difficult to get through. And I don't really want to cut it thinner because I'm not sure how well that'll hold up. But let me just show you one way, and then I'm going to take a look at it. We'll look at it together and see if it's going to be too damaging to the crochet top. But you're just pulling it through. And you can go in and out all the way around. There we go. It's not too bad, but you do need to be careful because it can stretch those holes out and then you run into other problems. Now, one of the things with this method that's pretty cool is you're not using any glue, so it doesn't have to be there permanently. Say you want to change it from lace to ribbon, you can do that. Fold it. It'll make it easier to work with. Now, that looks good. Or you can have it go around more and have it where they're on the sides. Across here. Across here. Do a bow. Just like that. Instead of using the satin ribbon here, you can use some more of your lace to make a pretty bow. Pick where you want it. Run it through the crocheted hole. Again, your bow is probably going to be fantastic compared to mine. So, you can put a flower. Now this one I've attached to a bar back pin but all detachable. We're not using any glue, so if you want to change the style a little bit, you can. If you want to add more flowers, you can. If you want to put flowers here or gemstones or Paris charms, you can. It's all based on what you feel like that day. But I think that this is just stunning. One thing I wanted to check, it does not feel too rough against the skin, which is very important, especially for our younger kiddos. Now you see this is completed with the lace as accents and the single flower. You can change flowers out because we put it on a bar back pin. You can change the lace because we didn't add any hot glue to it, so it's not permanent. You can use ribbon in place of it. I originally thought that I would show y'all what it looks like with the ribbon, but we have plenty of tutorials that show you how to use with the ribbon in place of this. Also, if you do the same style here at the top, let me see if I can show you. If you do the same style where you don't have to use any hot glue, you can interchange using ribbon or lace very easily, very quickly. So keep that in mind. Stay tuned at the end. We'll have some photos for you to take a look at to see what it looks like on, and some different lighting for you. We thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Remember, anything that you create is going to be fantastic. Why? Because you took the time to create it. From my family to yours, have a blessed day.
I saw those girls laughing at the way you are. Don't let some girls stop you from reaching stars. You are a true beauty, I've seen it in your eyes. And I ain't never, no, never lied. Oh, you slay, you slay. You're slaying it like Beyonce. This is your day. Go and make your haters behave. Get up and rise. Take back your power inside. Don't you believe, don't believe the lies. People can be so mean about unimportant, trivial, stupid things. This is for my girls who don't deserve the drama haters bring. I wrote this for you. Jasper Sawyer's telling you to smile and rock those blue jeans. Go ahead and let the world see your light shine straight through. Girl, I'm gonna come and find you and take you dancing. Keep that stuff from changing, love, 'cause that's what you are made of. Lights out, mind free. Go ahead and let the world see how smart you are to get your haters behind you and take those chances. First your circumstances, love, you promise me. I saw them girls wanting you to lose yourself. Don't let those girls make you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. The button's right there. You can do it. Bye. Bye.